Hey guys, so a little bit of change of plans. I planned on shooting this video back to back with my last vlog. Unfortunately, by the time I finished the last vlog, I ran out of time. I had to go get my son, and then we have various things that we have to do, homework and all that stuff. So I just ran out of time. So it is now Wednesday. Um, And if you watch the last video, this video is going to mainly concern my WRX. So if you've watched previous videos, you know that I own a 2015 WRX base model with minor upgrades. I have a downpipe, cob intake, and cob tune, and then I have a full workup for a short shifter. Yeah, that's about it. Plus just the dealer options and stuff. So I got that car. It was kind of a happen chance thing. A friend of mine at work knew that I was in the market for a WRX and showed me one on his phone. He had this little app that, lets him search for cars in the area. Well, I go to that place and they want like $20,300 for the car. So with an extended warranty, I think it came out to 23.9, something like that. Steal of in my mind, it was a steal, and not so much. So they sold it to me as stock. It wasn't stock, so I was having some motor issues pretty much right away. Unfortunately, it was outside of New Mexico's lemon law that I started having some issues. So I took it to a dealership to get looked at. That immediately voided my warranty because the ECU had been messed with. I'm like, well, crap. So this is not a stock car. So contact the dealership. They made it right. They extended my extended warranty even further for the engine portion of stuff, because that's what the what was voided. And we got it all taken care of. Good stuff. Well, shortly after that, I started having suspension clunk. Like every time I would go one way, all the way at slow speeds one way, and the other way, it would clunk in the last little bit of degrees. And I chalked that up to normal all-wheel drive systems. They tend to have that last little bit where they're hitting the bump stops, they clunk, from my experience. But shortly, so this was probably 2 or 3 months after the engine stuff had been fixed, probably a month or so after I started noticing this clunk, it started getting sooner in the rotation of the wheel. So like, all right, I got to get this looked at. So I take it to the same dealership that voided my warranty for the engine stuff. And it took me forever just to convince them to look at the suspension, because it's nice. Your warranties tend to be able to be split. If you don't, so since I haven't messed with anything in the suspension at this time, the suspension warranty should still be good. And they eventually agreed with me. So I showed 2 technicians what was wrong with what I was feeling and what I was hearing in the passenger seat. I had one technician, I did it for him, and then he got in the driver's seat and he recreated it for another technician. Then they get out and they're standing in front of my car talking about what could be wrong. They're like, all right, well, we think we pretty much have a really good game plan. We'll call you when the parts get here, because we don't keep these suspension parts in stock. Okay. So like 10 days go by, 7 business days and a weekend, give or take, so 9 days probably. So I called them back. And so I get the service manager. And I'm like, hey, so I talked to so-and-so. Are my parts there yet? Well, he looks me up. That person put on the record, could not duplicate, and they didn't order any parts. What? So in the end, I'd been waiting for no reason because this person said that they couldn't figure it out. And the service manager backed his guys. Well, they couldn't figure it out, so we don't have anything to change. Like, no. What you don't understand is I have a dash cam that recorded the entire conversation of them talking about what could be wrong and coming to a consensus between the two of them and what they should order. Dash cam. They're awesome. So they're like, okay, well, we could order the stuff that they said they were, and we'll put it on your car. I'm like, I don't want to wait another week to 2 weeks for you to order this stuff. Call the other dealership and see if they have the stuff. They do. Okay, do I need to go get the stuff and bring it to you, or should they fix it? Well, both Subaru dealerships are owned by the same guy, so you can just go over there and you'll be fine. Sweet. That's good. So I get there. And this is a common practice in maintenance, is that you always double check the person's before you's work. You never take it at 100% because they could have missed something. We're human. We do. Or they may not be as technically sound as you are, and they may not know to look at something because you've experienced something that they hadn't, so you know to look and they don't, so forth and so on. So that's what this individual does. He calls over another one of his technicians, and they talk, and they're like, well, you know what? Since it's getting worse, maybe it's in the steering column. I'm like, okay, it's all warranted. You do whatever. Okay. So we think we're going to order these couple of parts and we'll get back to you. Okay. Not really what I wanted to hear, but if you don't want to just throw random parts at the car, so be it. Well, that was a bad move on my part. Because they, right after I left, put in the system, could not duplicate, and didn't order any parts. Might find this out for at least another 10 days. And I am livid. Just beyond upset at these guys. And they're like, well, we can order the parts and do it. I'm like, no. I took it in to get it looked at. You said it could be this. You said it could be that. I don't need my car in the shop for weeks at a time while you guys just throw stuff at it. So it doesn't hinder the drivability of the car yet. If it ever will, I don't know. And it's only at low speeds. I can deal with it. They got lucky. Didn't use my warranty. So that's 2 dealerships, 4 employees of Subaru that have just treated me like shit. Whatever. So we get into Arizona to start looking at houses and stuff. And I start realizing that my clutch is slipping. I'm not getting the power that I'm supposed to in certain gears, trying to pass semis on the 40 and stuff like that. And I'm like, shoot, this sucks. And this is the stock clutch, the manufacturing clutch. And since I'm the second owner, I figure the person before me either didn't really know how to drive a stick shift all that well, or didn't care that it was a stick shift, and he just burned the clutch. So whatever. So I get that fixed. Everything is going great. We finally move here, and my 4th gear stops engaging properly. Like, I'll be going down an on-ramp, come from 3rd to 4th, and I can smell my clutch. Like, I figure it's the synchro bearing not catching everything right so that it moves right. Because it just spun and I didn't get any power, and then I smelled it. I was getting power like it engaged, but I think it just would twist a little, and I'd get the smell, and whatever. That's my troubleshooting thought process in my mind, and it's probably way wrong because, But so I took it to a dealership, and they agreed with me in a sense. They're like, yeah, it's probably a synchro bearing. And then they're like, well, but you got the clutch changed. And when you do that, it would have gone bad really quickly. And, they're talking amongst themselves. So it's probably a clutch. Let's look at doing another clutch. I'm like, I don't, okay, this isn't warranted. And that was my mistake. I said this isn't warranted. So I leave and get a call back later that night. We think it's your transmission. We talked amongst ourselves, and since you've already had it changed once and it's happening within 3,500 miles of it being changed, your transmission is probably messing up. And I'm like, crap. Well, I have this extended warranty, so let me see what they can do. Because I had told them it wasn't warranted. And that's why I feel like, oh, that's why now it's a transmission, because they're going to get like $9K to change this transmission. So I call my extended warranty. I'm like, hey, they want to change the transmission. Can we get this going? And they're like, yeah, you're covered. Not until 50,000 miles. What? Yeah, your extended warranty doesn't kick in until 50,000 miles because that's when the manufacturer warranty ends. I'm like, well, shit. Extended is in the name, so I don't know if you're lying to me or not, but I got to take your word for it because you are the insurance rep. So I'm like, well, crap. And in my mind, I'm still thinking that it's a synchro bearing, that they're just adding all of this money on top of things because they know that they're going to get it. Because my understanding is that if it's a straight up part replacement, they get paid more than if it's a warranty item. Not sure if that's the same everywhere, but that's how I understood it was in New Mexico. Now that we're in Arizona, I'm not sure. Well, anyway, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, screw it. I will start putting money in a savings account, and if my transmission or my clutch goes, whichever first, I'll do the work myself. I mean, all I got to do is find a machine shop to match machine my flywheel and all that stuff, and we're good to go. If I have to change the transmission, I'll do an upgraded clutch at this point. Do something crazy. And so I let it go. Well, this past weekend, my girlfriend decides that it's time for her to trade in her Infiniti because it is not doing well. Slipping gears, and again, transmission issues. Like we'd be on the highway and it would just and then catch back up. And this is automatic, so we're like, what's going on? So we go to the Toyota dealership because she wants something that's reliable and has decent gas mileage. We explained to the sales rep that we have two cars. I have my WRX and we have the Infiniti. These are what's wrong with them. We were probably stupid about saying that, but I don't like being completely dishonest. Her car is ridiculously upside down. It's a long story. They would make this story completely ridiculous. So, but basically, she was like $10,000 upside down on this car for various reasons. And so I was like, if you can't get rid of the Infiniti, then we'll take the WRX into account, and then I'll just take all the money that I had put towards the WRX at this point, and I can apply it to the Infiniti if I need to. If I have to fix the transmission or something. Well, they work out a good deal. They come back with two sheets. They were going to give me $18,500 for the WRX. And they're basically making incentives, adding stuff here or there. So basically, they're going to take the Infiniti off of my girlfriend's hand and just give her a basic loan for a 2017 Camry. So they're basically taking a $10,000 car and eating a $10,000 upside downness. I don't really know how to say that. Like she owed on top of the value of the car. So we're like, that is amazing. I'm not quite sure how that gets you guys, fed. But if you're willing to do that, let's go forth with the Infiniti. So my girlfriend, she gets the Camry. She loves it. But now I'm thinking, because I told them about the transmission issue, I told them about the clutch issue. They know all of my upgrades in the WRX, and they still willing to give me $18,500 for it. So I'm like, well, there's a Subaru dealership 2 doors down. Let's go there. Bad idea. Bad idea. They want to give me $11,000 for the WRX. And then on top of that, the WRX that I'm interested in, because I just wanted to go from a 2015 to a 2017 WRX. Same color, everything pretty much the same except for the upgrades. Because at this point, starting from scratch, now I can know whether or not it was an upgrade that the previous person did or an upgrade that I did that's damaged the transmission or is causing the clutch to burn. And so that's my goal. Dealer markup. Now I've seen dealer markup before, but Arizona, holy crap, you guys need to get your heads out of your asses, because a $25,000 car with a $5,000 dealer markup plus accessories, so you're paying $34,000 for a $25,000 car, is fucking bullshit. Flat, like, I can't say that any nicer at all. And I don't know if you guys out there have dealt with this. New Mexico, there was a little bit, maybe $750 here or there, and you usually could talk them out of that, getting rid of that if you had a down payment. So they would get rid of that, and then your down payment would actually mean something. Because at this point, I put $2,500 down on this WRX, and that only hits that's half of the dealer markup. My down payment did absolutely nothing. So I'm like, no, I'm not. This is what we're looking at, and we're going back and forth with the dealer, the associate, and it's just tanking, going downhill real fast. First, we're doing that back and forth. So he asks me, what do you want your payments to be? I don't know. I want to talk about the price of the car first, and then run my credit so we can see what kind of APR I can get. Because right now I'm not paying $9,000 over MSRP for this car. It's just a WRX is not worth that. I mean, at that point, I should start looking at like a Focus, or a Type R, not a Type R. That's Honda. GTI. Or even the Golf R. That's what I'm looking for, and and since we're talking, Focuses in Golf Rs, why not an STI? $52,000 STI on the lot because of dealer markup. No, this is ridiculous. So I tell them I'm not really worried about what my monthly payment's going to be right now, because there's other things that are more pressing in my mind. I need to know where my credit lands me for APR, and if I need, I have my girlfriend here to co-sign to bring that down a little bit, because she's got like 50 more points on her credit score than I do, which is, whatever. Sucks. But so I'm already a little miffed because of the $11,000 estimate on the car, especially because I have in writing from Toyota that they'd give me $18,500. And he's like, okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. And so he goes back and he runs the numbers with the $11,000, and he comes back with like a $1,100 monthly payment with a $2,500 down payment. I'm like, no, your time out. That's high. That's really high. Well, sir, you said that your monthly payment didn't matter, so these are the numbers we came up with. I'm like, oh my God. This is how it's gonna be? You're gonna start playing childish games like that? Like, seriously? We're both adults. Like, I'm doing my best to make a deal for myself. I understand that you have to eat too, so I'm going to make the best deal for both of us. We can meet in the middle here. And at this point, my girlfriend is asking questions and either A, getting ignored, or B, whenever she asks a question, he answers it to me. Doesn't look her way and talks. He makes it a point to look at me and talk. So I'm like, okay, now you're disrespecting my girlfriend. And my girlfriend can handle herself. She jujitsu, aikido, whole 9 yards. Like, she may be small, and not to mention she can shoot a shotgun better than me, and I've been trained how to shoot a shotgun. So I'm backing up. She can handle herself. But this is starting to frustrate me because now you've disrespected me and you've disrespected my girlfriend. And you're supposed to be a sales associate. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm like, look, this is what can you give me for my car? We'll start small and work our way up. What can you give me for my car? So they come back with $15,000. Cool. It's still $2,500. Sorry, $3,500 less than what I can get at the other dealership. And so I'm like, whatever. You know, I'll take the $15,000 if you get rid of this stupid freaking dealer markup. I'm not paying any more than MSRP on this car. And honestly, some of these little dealer accessory package things that you've got, you can either pull them off the car because I don't want to pay for them, or if you can't pull them off the car without damaging it, you can include it. You can subtract it from the price of the car, basically. And at this point, I'm kind of being an asshole cordially. You know, I'm asking for more than what they will ever possibly give me, but I'm doing it nicely. You know, I'm seeing if they'll meet me in the middle like we just talked about. Nope. He comes back like 20 minutes later and basically throws my keys at me and says, we can't help you. Okay. So now that's 3 dealerships, technically 4 if you count the dealership that looked at my car, and about 6 different people from 2 different states from Subaru that have treated me like shit. A returning customer, mind you. I have their product. I bought their car. Treating me like shit. So I'm done. I'm done. I get home. My girlfriend's got her nice little shiny Camry, and I can't even look at my car because it's got the Subaru badge on it. I just can't look at it. Every time I do, I imagine everything that has gone wrong with this car. So I start looking online. Well, Toyota's going to get me $18,500 for my car. Let's see if there's a Toyota that I want. Unfortunately, nothing meets my fancy, nothing really entices me. So I look at Ford. Why not? Why not? I can't really I don't want to do an RS or an ST, Focus. Definitely don't want to do a Mustang because I have a kid. And so I break down and I look at Honda. Yeah. So I go to the dealership the next day because I want out of this car. And everything goes right. I don't know if, everything that happened before, the universe was like, look, you made it through, so let's do this. Because I walk in, I get the payment. No, not the payment, sorry. I get the price of the vehicle. They take all of the dealer markup on the car off. I get they gave me $18,000 for the WRX. With everything, the APR is perfect. Payments are perfect. And it was like maybe 45 freaking minutes with a test drive. And I'm good to go. Like, it took longer in finance than it did to make the deal. Like, they wanted to sell this car. I wanted to buy this car. we found that happy medium. We just clicked, and it was freaking awesome. So I got myself a new car. Let's go look at it. So, small change. I know I wanted to come out here right away, but my neighbor is doing some landscaping, and so I ended up having to come out to a park that's near the house. So anyone here in Arizona, if you know a Freestone, then you know exactly where I'm at. And it's a little later than it would have, if you can tell in the background, the sun right here, slowly going down. I shot the previous segment probably around noon or so, and when the sun was nice and high, so we'll just have to take the light as it is, because I couldn't get out here any sooner. You know, I had to go get my son and all that stuff. So yeah, so without further ado, Kat's gonna help me walk around the car because she's here. And so let me go ahead and take you guys off of the tripod real fast, and we'll look at this. Now, I'll tell you now, it's my favorite color, and it's green. And when I say it's green, I mean it's green. So there's only one person so far that has liked my car. That's my mom, and which is saying something, because she has some really funky tastes. You know, they're very, very high class. And so for her to love this car kind of solidified that I did it right. But Kat, on the other hand,
I like it.
No, you don't lie to me. You've been telling me left and freaking right that you hate this car. So let's flip you guys around.
I don't like the color of it, but I like the car.
And we will see what we can do. So hopefully I don't trip over my freaking cables. If anyone out there, you know, freaking Boya mics that give you like 9,000 feet when it comes to their actual mic. So that's all bundled up, and holy crap, that sun, yeah, you guys can tell it is freaking right there. So let's flip you around and see what happens, yeah? Woo! See, I warned you, it's green. I warned you all, freaking green. Yeah, Kat just got off work, and because she is the breadwinner now, she has to dress all fancy smancy. Yeah, it was probably a bad place for you to put your phone. So I totally just threw Kat's phone like 3 feet. It was pretty fantastic. So yeah, Honda Civic Si 2017. I know it's a little bit of a downgrade from the WRX, but like we've been talking about this entire time, couldn't do that WRX anymore. I will never own a Subaru product in my life ever again after that crap we went through. So next time, well, actually, I shouldn't say next time because there won't ever be a next time. But now I understand why you can't record in dealerships, because it's just not, they don't want to show how shitty they'll treat their people. So, but yeah, there she is, guys. This is gonna be a real quick view of the outside. The color is a little desaturated because, of course, like I said, the sun is rapidly going down. And when I say rapidly, we've been here for probably 15 minutes, and we almost can't see it anymore. So that was just a real quick. I know this video is gonna end kind of anticlimactically just because of the sun issue. I will do my best to upload a little bit of videos here or there shortly after this one, just to kind of show you the car in different lights. You know, I mean, we'll get it done, right? So stay tuned for more on the car. Also, we have a review coming up for Privateer Press's Hordes Grimkin. We bought into that just to kind of see how the models looked, the rules and all that stuff. And I've been playing War Machine and Hordes for a while. I know usually it's this kind of a silhouette that we do, but can you guys see that? Let's see, yeah. So I've been playing this game for a minute, so We'll have pretty much all of the first and second wave miniatures up, and I'm sorry guys, the sun, I really need to start paying attention to looking at you guys and not my screen over here. But yeah, first and second waves, reviews will come, we'll do some unboxings of those, and then we'll throw some stuff at this car and see what we can do with it. I know when I got rid of the WRX, I was pushing 320, and this little go-kart 205 stock, so we'll definitely mess with those numbers. I'll get into the ECU tuning and adding some parts to it as we go. All right, so sorry that the video is ending relatively anticlimactically, but you guys got to see my beautiful green car. I freaking love it. So we will talk at you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Sorry, I almost turned it off. Kat wants to say bye. And then she just stands behind me when she wants to say bye. That's smart. Later, guys.